Hello! Over here! Good evening. Welcome to the Alternative Nation. Yet another special superstar guest appearance this evening with, let's face it, Alternative Nation favourite, Tricky. Good evening.
I've still got a funny voice.
It's the echo. I don't normally talk like this. So Tricky's in the show for the whole evening this evening, and he's going to be picking some of his favourite videos. I'll pick a couple, and we're going to have a chat and a laugh, probably. But right now, just to get... Well, you're kind of like the new Lizard King now, aren't you, in this new video?
Yeah. I tried it before in the last video as well. Like, I didn't kind of... It was a wicked video, but it didn't come out right. And I just got a thing about lizards, it's that thing.
Every time I shut there, you got the... Can we see that on camera there? The lizard right there.
You're supposed to be lucky.
Is it?
Yeah, we'll be having lizards.
That last video, I had to hide behind the sofa to watch that last one. It looks so spooky, you know?
Which one?
The Tricky Kid.
Oh, yeah, I like that, right?
That's frightening.
Yeah, I like that. I like the fact that you could be scared by a video, because usually a pop promo is like 3 minutes. I won't say crap as well, because it's a good pop video. But I've made a few mistakes and done like things like Overcome, Black Steel. They're pop videos designed to go on MTV. Now, Tricky Kid ain't really designed for MTV, really, even though I know I get back up with it. But it's nice to have feelings, a bit of feelings for something that short, instead of just doing business.
So what's going on in Makes Me Want to Die?
Well, basically, Flora, the girl who did it, is a wicked director. And I said, all I want personally is to be a lizard, and I want Martina to be Medusa, like a Medusa. And then everything else you can do whatever you want. And I know what she's like visually. She don't do pop films. Her visuals ain't nice, you know. They're beautiful, but they're not nice. So I just said I want to be a lizard, Martina Medusa, then you do anything you want. And she was kind of ringing me up saying, I got kind of a script, and I said, where is it, Johnny? Just I want to be a lizard, Martina Medusa, because I totally trust her. She's wicked.
So, well, that's Makes Me Want to Die from Mr. Tricky, looking like a lizard. Effectively. Watch for the eyes, actually.
She makes me...
He's like this, he's like the front man. Well, it's like David Avant and his spirit wife are kind of like... Well, somebody once said that they've bought a lot of Meek DeVille albums, but they never listened to them. They just looked at the cover pictures. But they're, I don't know, it's difficult to describe. They're a top English rock band with quite a few Anthony Newley records as well. And that song Ginger's all about, that's what I was going to ask you about being ginger inside. Like if you feel different inside, like that.
Is that what ginger means, being ginger inside?
Well, no, that's what their ginger song means about, you know, but they're talking about...
Feeling differently inside?
Yeah,
so what,
you know.
I'm thinking different.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I do. Especially, like, you know, in situations like last night. After the gig, there was a party. They basically got my party, I didn't know anybody in there really. So you're talking to someone there, and you're showing one thing, and my stomach is tightening up, do you know what I mean?
Do you have party face on last night then?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. You have to put the party mask comes on, you grin, and you fade out, you stop listening because, you know what I mean? There's so much going on. Yeah, it makes me kind of nervous inside. I'm showing different things here so I can relate to it.
By way of a tease, actually, we'll be showing Tricky Kid later on, and you can kind of see that you in a party situation now. It's my favourite bit of that video. So, some adverts now, and when we come back, more Tricky. Hey, welcome back to the Alternative Nation. Special superstar guest appearance this evening from Tricky. It's been ages since you've been on the show.
Yeah.
We talk about you all the time, obviously, when you're off here. But what have you been up to then?
Recorded a new album in New Orleans. And,
New Orleans?
Yeah. I'm going to attempt to mix it, because I've never really mixed anything before. Because it's like a demo now. That's usually how everything goes out. I'm going to attempt to take it and mix it, but I know what will happen straight away. I won't like the finished mixes, and I'll go back to the demo, do you know what I mean? I'm kind of happy with it, because it's different, again, to just funk. It's funky, it's kind of mad. I've never expected anything like this to come out, you know what I mean? It's kind of funky, soul-y.
Quite sort of tight album then.
I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's like, you could dance to it. You could dance to it, yeah? You could groove to it. I can't really see that on any of my albums, like, really. It's more of a mind thing, do you know what I mean? I think my album's more of a head thing.
it feels like sometimes you're sort of screwing it up there. Although with Tricky Kid, you know, you've got that bass line in there. That's where you kind of feel it coming along.
That's New York. You know what I mean? When I went to New York, I did attempt to make some funk. You know what I mean? Something that just rocks your head, because originally that's what I listened to. That's what I like. Stuff that was just rock my off, you know, Public Enemy and things like that. But by the time, it's the same with rap, you know? It's like, by the time I got into it, by the time I come to do my own album, I wasn't really rapping anymore. Yeah? So I thought, I want to do some raps like I used to, because I was rapping since I was about 14 or 15. And then the Massive Attack stuff ain't even rap really, that's more like, you know what I mean, talking, you know? So I really wanted to go back to when I was younger, because I missed a lot of time. By the time I did Maxine Quay, I'd already kind of gone different places, so I missed a lot of my youth. You know, I wish I was kind of putting records down since I was 15. And I was into aggressive music, head fucking music. So I attempted to do some of that, really.
Dogs in the background. So New Orleans, though, did you get voodoo type activity, any of that?
No, I don't know, it's just the funk. It's just, and it's not at all tense. The album's not at all tense. I mean, and someone said to me the other day, oh, but do you really want to lose that tension in your music? I don't know. I can't feel the tension in my music. But it's not, I don't see it as tense, it's just, I don't know, it's weird.
Speaking of tension, did you bump into Trent Reznor while you were there? 'Cause he lives there, doesn't he?
No.
From Orange House.
Yeah, he lives there, yeah.
Probably only comes out at night, though.
Yeah,
So, well, it's White Town now. What did you choose that?
It's a wicked pop song. It's the best pop song I've heard for ages. And I've only heard it by accident, I mean, on the radio or something. And it's stuck in my head. And it's stuck in my head. And it's just brilliant. I love the
You don't miss it. And Joti from White Town, big Alternative Nation fan, but also big indie rock fan. Even though he's had a #1 pop record all over the world. So, Tricky's choice, again, White Town on the Alternative Nation.
Yeah, good mate.
So, well, that was Prolapse there. Reasonably new one from there with Killing the Bland from Prolapse. So when's the album coming out then? What's it going to be called?
I got a famous idea, because we can't really be releasing anything until October. Yeah, October, January, next year, I mean. I've done it too fast, really. Yeah. And, because the plan was to keep working on it for months and months, but I didn't have to. So, I just got to sit on it now. That's the worst thing. I have to sit on it now for another. And I haven't brought it with me. I'm out on tour at the moment, and I haven't brought nothing with me, because by the time I listen to it, by the time I come to do the artwork and the videos, I'll be well bored of it. You know? So it's like, so I just got to wait now until next year.
You're getting a reputation for being fairly prolific, you know, just sending it all out there. Do you do a lot of editing as well? Do you hold stuff back consciously yourself, or do you just like to get it out there?
No, if stuff gets held back, it's because I ain't into it at the moment. You know what I mean? I'll do something and if I don't feel it in the moment, but then you go back and listen to something, and then you've had a chance to stay away from it. That's all I do then, is write, you know? And it's like, I'm not trying to be prolific, I'm not trying to get loads of albums like that. It's just like, if it's there, it needs to be, I can't sit at home with all this stuff. I mean, just sitting there and playing it to my family, and I say, listen to this, what do you think of this? And yeah, that'd be wicked, man. You know what I mean? It's like a guy just did some press, I remember from a magazine in America, and I played it to him. He said to me, this needs to be released now. And he's talking about America, because he's talking about, you know, there's songs on there which are chart hits. And I think he's talking pop hits, because this guy was from the time.
You're going to be a top 40 guy, Paddy, sooner or later.
Oh, no, I don't. Not if we bought this album, mate, I could see it. This is what's mad. It's like, with this new album, I could see what's going in the charts over there in America with this new album. Definitely. But by the time it comes out, I don't know. I don't know. It's like, it's good where we are at the moment. I mean, everybody knows it's real. I mean, it's like there ain't no lies, really. You know, I can play the game, but so I ain't really worried about the top 40 yet.
So, another pop video. What do you fancy?
Shaka Khan.
All right. Been a while since that. We've had that one on the Alternative Nation. Chaka Khan.
Chaka Chaka.
So, well, that was that, and this is tricky. What time do you go to bed, as a rule?
Since when I went to New Orleans for the first time in like 2 years, I started going to bed at like 11 o'clock, and getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I went down there and I was sick, and I had an allergic reaction to this dust and I had an asthma attack. So I got this doctor and she's like really into her vitamins and alternative medicines. And she just got me sorted out within a week. And it's the first time I've stepped. So I've been like that since school, really. You know? And it's nice. It's quite nice. But that's really going now. I'm back out on tour now.
Back in Europe, and it's all
slowly
later and later and later. So, well, if you can stay up a bit later, you can return to the alternative nation. See, that was sneaky, that. I didn't get that. Welcome back to the Alternative Nation. We're joined this evening by Tricky, who's coming in for the whole show to pick us some videos and tell us what he's been up to. So, how different is the live experience now? Are you honing it? Is the show any different?
Yeah, I'm learning. Because first time we ever did any live stuff was with Polly Harvey, I mean. She brought us in. It's just like, that was so good for us. She brought us into a 2000 gig. And we just used to close our eyes and not move. Now there's energy, a lot of energy. You know? And because it was getting frustrating. I found it frustrating. And I've had loads of different musicians. You know? It took me a while. Because what I used to think is that you need, like the last drummer I had was a rock drummer. Because I thought that would give me energy. That, you know what I mean? And I found out as well, it's not how good someone is, it's their personality. It's like more important. And I got oddballs now, kind of oddballs, which were my first band, which were my best band as well. My favourite, some of my favourite people. But, you know, they were a lot older than me, and they didn't want to tour. And so it's about people as well. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird, it's kind of strange.
Because your way of working is quite so loose, isn't it, generally?
Yeah. So's the gigs. All the band know. Basically, we got a set list, and none of them takes any notes of it because they know we ain't gonna do a set list. And they know I'm gonna fuck around and just make things up as we go along. So everybody's kind of cool. It helps in a way. It makes it more relaxed. You don't get so. And it's hard to do it to a guest list. You go out and every night you start off with the same song. You know, it's just like. Sometimes we do it for business. If we're tired, really tired, we got no energy, we'll keep to the set. And strictly business, right? And try and make it as good as we can. But we ain't got no energy. And if you're tired and you ain't got no energy, you're never gonna believe it, not in a million years.
Do you want to? Do you feel like you want to say that to the audience? Do you want to say, look, let's be honest about it. We've been on tour for ages. We're all a bit knackered and that, and we're doing our best here.
Oh, they see it. I think they see it, which is quite nice sometimes, because they'll still come up to you and say, you look tired, but that was wicked, you know what I mean? And it's like, people see it. Because you can feel it, it's like, you're tired, it's like, last night we did a gig, and it was like, people was loving it. But I didn't really get into it. I was tired, I didn't believe anything I said, really. You know? But the night before, I was believing every word that come out of my mouth, and it was passion, you know? But if you're tired, you can't get that passion. And sometimes that's just how it is, I suppose.
Mind you, you're playing for a bunch of snooty Londoners as well last night, weren't you?
No, I always say that about London. It's weird. I sussed this out yesterday. I've always thought I hate playing in London. But every time I come back here, it's a good experience. It's weird. And I got this thing about London. I say, oh, no, I hate playing in London. I hate playing in London. I think a lot of people do, because London is seen as a hard crowd. And then they've seen, oh, what you're going to do for us. But if people are into music, you get fans. Every time we do a gig here, it's wicked. Every time we do a gig, and I can't think of really anywhere where the people have been nasty. You know what I mean? A couple of places. Well, no, actually, in Washington, I said, we did a club. I said, if anybody ain't into it, fuck off, and after the crowd walked out. But apart from that, it's been cool. You know?
There's the babies to tell us it's time to go.
Oh.
So, your video choice, sir?
I forgot what it was.
It's going to be Malcolm McLaren.
Malcolm McLaren, yeah. Malcolm McLaren, Buffalo Bills.
Nice.
Poppin' Pete.
So that was that, and when we come back on the Alternative Nation, more from Tricky the Body Popper.
This week,
Alternative Nation, we're joined this evening by Tricky, who's come. You're touring at the moment, right?
Yeah, we just did London, Hammersmith. No, not Hammersmith.
Shepherd's Bush.
And Shepherd's Bush.
Yeah. And the next video we're going to is PJ Harvey with 50 Foot Queenie. How did you meet her? Or did you just come from Bristol and everybody knows each other?
No. on Islands, you know, and I was a fan of her, big. Before I even signed to Islands, I was like, that's one of the reasons. People like her, Tom Waits, Bob Marley, you know, and Eric B. and Rakim, through Fourth and Ball, and that's one of the main reasons I signed to Islands, you know what I mean? Because of the catalogue, you know what I mean? So I'd been a girl I went out with in Bristol, was really into her. So I really got into it, you know, it's like, so I'm a fan.
Who's top of your list of people that you still want to meet now that you hang out with famous rock stars and that?
See, I'm fascinated by different people, do you know what I mean? Like, I'd like to meet John Gotti. I find that more fascinating than someone who makes music. Trying to get in someone's mind like that. Why someone would lead a life like that, you know? Top gangster on the front of magazines, so he was a superstar. And I find that kind of fascinating. Or, you know, I met Howard Marks last night, you know what I mean? I find people like that fascinating. I don't find making music very fascinating. It's like, I do music, this is what I do, so it's just not very interesting to me at all. You know?
What's the worst thing you've ever done that you will admit to?
Being young. Yeah, that's the worst thing I ever done is being young, because you've got a conscience when you're young, yeah, and it's like...
So that's kind of a catch-all then, there's just a lot of things when...
Yeah, being young is, being young. Because you haven't got a conscience at all, you know? Even with little things like, say, I realise you can't play with people's mind now. You can't constantly let people down. You have to face up to certain responsibilities and things. But when you're younger, you don't care about any of that. Yeah, so being young is the worst thing I've ever done.
Right, like it.
And it rhymes, that's my next song.
Expect to hear that on a record soon. PJ Harvey, Tricky's choice again. And then another video.